The show, I get to meet smart people who also happen to be very nice and successful as well. Warren Wealth Management can help you become successful with your retirement. With me now once again is Marcus Warren. Welcome back to the show, Marcus.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, before we get into today's topic, and by the way, thank you. Every time we come on, it's a new topic. We get to talk about different things, and I get to learn from you.
Good.
Before we do that, for those who watch your segments and are interested in meeting with you, I guess we should give them a little bit of an umbrella of what you do, because you do so many things. Yeah. It's nice to have it under one roof.
Yeah, so, at Warren Wealth Management, we are I like to say we're a boutique financial planning firm. We focus on investment management, retirement planning, income planning, and guide people along retirement. But most importantly, what we do is we also do tax planning. So a lot of brokers, things of that nature that you deal with, they're not going to mess around with taxes. We do it all in-house. Left hand knows what the right hand is doing, and so when we're making investment decisions, we're looking at the tax side, and then, of course, vice versa.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough, and we've talked about it off on the shows, how important taxes are, especially as you plan for your retirement. Yeah. Because it's coming, and that may be one of the things you maybe haven't counted on. And at Warren Wealth Management, they put everything into consideration when it comes to your retirement. Okay, today, I've noticed on the news they talk about all these different groups having now the last 20 years having buying power.
Yep.
Buying power. First of all, what exactly is buying power? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, so buying power is really the ability to spend, save, and/or invest. And with buying power increasing, over the last few years or so, people equate buying power with wealth, and it's really a flawed logic because, of course, the wealthier you are, or the more wealth you have, you are able to spend more. But just because you're able to spend more doesn't make you wealthy. And so basically wealth is this. Wealth is about not what you make, but it's about what you keep, right? It's about what you keep. It's about net worth. And when you have buying power, you have the ability to spend, and you're going to have to spend, some of that money or a lot of that money on goods and services. And so it's about net worth, and wealth is about net worth, which is what you owe versus what you own, right? And so when people can make that distinction, it makes it a lot easier, but they always seem to mismatch the two when buying power is totally different than true wealth.
Interesting. So you see advertisers, when you watch a commercial, they're looking for folks with buying power. They don't care if you have wealth. If you have buying power and you can buy their product, they're good with that, right?
Oh, absolutely. We live in this consumerism society, right, where there's always images about spend, and buy this and buy that. And so when you do have an increase in income, you do have more buying power, and a lot of times you tend to spend, and actually with credit, you generally spend even more than what you have, because now you have these credit cards and things of that nature. And so that's why I always like to make the distinction that a buying power is not money. It's not money in the bank. It's not assets.
I got you. Okay, that's a lesson that probably young ones should learn at an early age.
Because, I also like to make this example is if you think about income and buying power and your salary, you cannot gift your salary or leave your salary to your kids. They cannot inherit your salary or your income once you pass on, but they can inherit wealth. Stocks, bonds, real estate, things of that nature.
Okay, there you go. That to me, that resonates with me. So for those who are out there now and say, you know what, I'm a do-it-yourselfer, I'm pretty good with money, and they've been able to accumulate some, what would you say to them if they say, I like managing my own wealth? What would be the drawback from that?
I think that, when you're in that accumulation phase, when you're trying to build up for retirement, if you are a do-it-yourselfer, and you feel that you can, invest that money on your own. It's really, if you're working, you're limited to whatever mutual fund choices you have anyway. So, that's fine. But when you get to retirement age, that's when things change. It's not just about managing investments. It's about income planning, taxes, Social Security, Medicare, a lot of those things, and you have to make sure that you are taking care of those things, because it's not just about investment management anymore.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, we've talked a lot about buying power and wealth, so how can we turn that buying power that a lot of us have into wealth? How do we do that? That's going to be a tough conversation. That may be a longer one.
Well, I mean, it's not. It's easy. It's easier said than done, and that's basically, buying power once again is the ability to spend, save, and invest. So, if you want to turn that buying power into wealth, then you should save more than you spend, right? Everybody, you hear that all the time. All the Susie Ormans, the Dave Ramseys, blah blah blah. They all say that same thing, but we're in the situation where, like I said, we're in this consumerism society. People want you to buy. And really what you have to do is say, you know what, I have this income, I have this buying power. I'm going to pay myself first, right? Save, invest, pay yourself first. Then, of course, you can spend on necessities, housing, transportation, food, things of that nature. And then all the luxuries you can wait till later in life. But it really boils down to investing and saving your money and spending that on or investing that with appreciating assets that are going to increase in value over time. Real estate, of course, your home, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, things of that nature.
Okay. So for folks who watch you and they say, you know what, you're very knowledgeable, and they say, I want to take advantage of, not only the information that you have on wealth management, but taxes, making sure you put away for your health care, that kind of thing. They want to talk to you. Okay, you do a 15-minute conversation.
Yes.
So what are you looking for? If someone gets on the phone with you for 15 minutes, should they have any paperwork ready, or should they just get on you and see if you two mesh?
The 15-minute phone call is just for that. It's just to see if we mesh, if we can help you or not. We want to find out where you are, where you want to be, and then try to develop a plan to get you there. And so during that 15-minute phone call, we'll find out more about you. You can find out more about us. But the bottom line, if we feel that we're a good fit and we can add value, then that's when we want to schedule the next meeting. That's where you bring in all the documents, the statements, tax returns, things of that nature. But that first 15-minute phone call is just that introductory call to see if we're a good mesh.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about this. Okay, so, State of the Union address last night, President. Is there anything that you heard that indicates, okay, I may have to change some strategies here, because a lot of economic indicators happen in that speech. You listen to what President Biden says. What did you hear, and what resonated with you? What
I heard was this. One is we have two things that are moving the markets and causing the markets to have these huge gyrations. The first is just inflation, right? Inflation is at all-time highs. And then the second is just the geopolitical stuff that's going on, between Russia and Ukraine. And so, yes, that does have an effect on markets. It has an effect on commodities. It has an effect on Wall Street in general. However, that is where having a plan comes into place. You have to make sure that you don't have too much exposure to the markets, to the ups and to the downs, because emotions creep in, and that causes investors to do the wrong thing at the wrong time, and they do it all the time. But if you have a plan, you have that peace of mind that you can expect the market to do what the market's going to do. It's going to go up and down, up and down. But if you have a plan, it gives you that peace of mind and the ability to sleep at night, knowing that you're going to be okay.
Yeah. And, you seem to enjoy educating your clients. Yeah. I like listening. I do. I take notes with Marcus. And for those who want to hear more information, you've got a podcast I think folks need to be aware of. And you talk about, like we do here, a lot of different topics, right?
Yeah, a lot of different topics. We try to make it fairly entertaining and educational. So we go over a lot of stuff that's happening with the markets, current events, things of that nature. We have a tax segment that we do that focuses on taxes. Great podcast. Everyone should subscribe. Apple, what else? Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Listen to the Marcus Warren Show.
All right. And for those, once again, who either the 15-minute conversation, or if they say, you know what, I'm convinced, I've seen you on the show, I've heard your podcast, I know you have a lot of information, I'd like to work with you. One-on-one meetings are available as well. How do they check your calendar? You're saying they can go online and check your calendar, right?
Yeah, they can go to warrenwealth.net. Our calendar pops up. Find a time that works best for you. The times that are there, we're available. We'll sit down, like I said, find out where you are, where you need to be, and then develop a plan to get you there.
Okay. Now, I'm just guessing, because you're quite the dresser, okay? A little fashionista, Marcus Warren.
Yeah.
So Derby, are you happy that we're going to be back to 100%? Here we go. Crowds are back. It's going to be back to where it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm real glad. With me, I'm not a big gambling man and bet on the ponies too much.
I could have guessed that, because you're an investment guy. Yeah, you've got better ways to make money, easier ways.
But I do like Derby because of the fashion. I like the jackets, the hats, all of that, and so I'm glad it's back. to where it previously was.
So my perception of you, I was right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, see, there you go.
I'm already planning. I already have like 5 outfits laid out and all that stuff. I'm just trying to decide, taking my time.
I love you like that, man. But, and I also would have guessed you're not into gambling because I didn't know what you're about.
Right,
At Warren Wealth Management, it's about, making money an easier way than gambling, a surer way, and to make sure that you have the retirement that you dream of. Okay, let's take a little break here, and then coming up, I talked about General Electric.